Elidor by Garner. 18. Paddy. Right away, said David. Right away, easy as that. Too easy, said Roland. How do you mean? Roland pulled a face. Too easy, I don't know. I thought we'd had it then, said Helen. I could feel those spears any second, I thought. We were lucky, said Nicholas. Yes, we were, said Roland, weren't we? How far shall we go, said David. All the way, said Nicholas, into Manchester. It's safest. We'd better tell Mum and Dad, said Helen. I'd like to see you try, said Nicholas. We'll say there was someone breaking in, so we cleared out. There'll be enough of a shambles to prove we weren't kidding. And then what? Said David. There's the rest of the night left for the treasures to be pinched. What time does the dance end? 1 o'clock. Right, we shan't do anything now. We'll meet Mum and Dad out of the dance, and then it'll be 3 o'clock at least before the fuss is over. With luck, we'll not go to bed at all. They paid their fare at the terminus and walked down the long slope from the station into the city. The streets were brilliant with lights and decorations. People hurried along in groups, making a lot of noise and very cheerful. We want the cheapest place to keep warm in while we're waiting, said Nicholas. Let's try a coffee bar. The children sat at wrought iron tables in a room that was all bamboo and rubber plant. Non-stop South American music came from a loudspeaker and was killed by the gush of the coffee machine. The children sat there for an hour, ordering more coffee when the waitress glared hard enough. It's not going to be cheap at this rate, said Nicholas. I'm still jumpy, said Helen. I feel as though everybody's watching us, though I know they're not. Me too, said David. We ought to move. We're not all that safe. It's about a 3-hour walk into Manchester from our house. Give them another hour to allow for dodging people, so they'll be arriving 2 hours from now. They'll home on to the treasures, wherever we are. The only thing to do is stay on the move. Then they won't be able to lay a fix so easily. I know, said Roland. Let's ride on buses. If we keep changing, they'll never track us down. That's it, said David. They drank their coffee and went out into the street. Which one? Said Helen. There are dozens. Any bus'll do, said Roland. The first that stops. There, number 76. They ran along the pavement to the bus stop. Inside, said the conductor, a West Indian. Plenty of room inside. The children took the front 2 seats behind the driver. Nicholas put the rucksack on his lap. Where do you go? Said David. Brookdale Park, said the conductor. 1 3/2 all the way, please, said Nicholas. The bus crawled around the city center. The traffic was dense and people were using the streets as footpaths. But in a short while, the Christmas glitter dropped behind. The bus was passing through an area of garages, public houses, and government surplus stores. It's a bit grim up this end, isn't it? Said David. Don't you know where we are? Said Roland. We've just turned off Oldham Road. We're near Thursday Street. The bus stopped. Hurry along, please, said the conductor. Both sides. Sure, a little bit of heaven fell from out of the sky one day, the voice sang, blurred and loud on the platform. The children looked round and saw the conductor help a big Irishman up the steps. He caught at the overhead rail, missed, and slumped heavily onto the back seat. He wore an army greatcoat, and he was very drunk. Man, you started your new year early, said the conductor. Good luck, said the Irishman. Where you for? Home. I don't know where that is, you tell me. Ballymartin, County Down. He was staring straight ahead of him. There's a rocky old road I would follow, he sang, to a place that is heaven to me, though it's never so grand, that's my fairyland. We don't go there, man. Brookdale Park any good. The Irishman held a 10-shilling note between his fingers. The conductor took the note and put a ticket and change in the Irishman's coat pocket. The other passengers were trying to ignore him. They became interested in their newspapers or the advertisements on the bus or the view from the window. The Irishman hung over the back of the seat next. Hey, missus, he said to the woman sitting there. Missus! She froze. Good luck, said the Irishman, and appeared to go to sleep. The woman moved and went upstairs. At once the Irishman lurched round and sat on the edge of the empty seat. His shoulder filled the gangway. He leaned forward to tap the arm of the man in front. Hey, governor! David gasped. Don't look, he whispered to the others. Don't let him see your faces. It's him, Paddy from the demolition gang. The children shrank in their seats and used the window behind the driver as a mirror. We've still got the treasures, said Helen. He'll murder us. Would he remember? Said David. It's more than a year ago, and he's properly sloshed. If someone had swiped you with an iron railing, I'd not forget him. If someone had swiped me with an iron railing, I'd not forget him, said Nicholas. Stick your head down, Roland. Paddy tried again. Hey, governor, have you a piece of paper I could be writing on? The man twitched his arm away. Oh, it be many years, sang Paddy, and it may be forever. The man stood up and pushed past him. Ruddy mix, he said. Good luck, said Paddy, and moved forward to another seat. Here, you wanting paper, said the conductor. I got some you can have. He tore a couple of sheets out of a notebook and gave them to Paddy. That's decent, said Paddy. He felt in his pockets and fished out a stump of pencil and became absorbed in trying to write on his knee in the swaying bus. Brookdale Park, shouted the conductor. The bus stopped and the engine was switched off. The conductor went round to talk to the driver. The children and Paddy were the only people left. Shall we run for it? Said David. Not a hope, said Nicholas. We couldn't get past him. Eh, said Paddy. Are you there, then? He strained to focus on the children, hauled himself upright, and crashed down again on the seat opposite Nicholas. Hey, Vic, he said. Would you be helping me with this letter? Yes, sure, said Nicholas. I'm not the illiterate, you understand. I can put a letter together with the best of them. Oh, yes, but it's a terrible night I've had, a terrible night. There was no recognition. Yes, of course. What do you want me to do? Nicholas relaxed his grip on the rucksack. I'm resigning, said Paddy. Oh, they don't see me again. It's me letter of resignation. If I tell you what to say, will you be putting it down? Aye, to the foreman. Dear sir, eh? Have you written that? Yes, said Nicholas. Oh, well then. Dear sir, oh, it's a terrible night. Is that in the letter? Said Nicholas. Oh, no. Dear sir, herewith me resignation. That's good, me resignation. I won't be coming no more. It's no place for a good Catholic. Yours truly, Mr. Patrick Mahagan. Do you want to sign it? Said Nicholas. No, leave it, Vic. Paddy took the letter, folded it, and stared at it in silence. Nicholas was about to give a signal for them to creep away. Then Paddy spoke. Am I drunk? I beg your pardon, said Nicholas. I said, am I drunk? Perhaps a little. And no wonder, said Paddy. But horses with horns, and he sight for a working man. But it's horses with horns, and he sight for a working man. What? Cried Roland. Where? Where did you see it? Hello there, said Paddy. It's a terrible night. Roland bobbed on the seat. When? Was it today? Here? Lay off him, said David. He can't follow you. Hey, Paddy, tell us about it. We're listening. You'll not believe me. We shall, I promise. Please, Paddy. Well, then, said Paddy, you'll understand it's not a living wage on this job if yous can't make a bit extra on the side, like. So I'm going back after dark to pick up the old scrap or two of lead I'd seen lying about the place. So there's this yard where I've put a few pieces by under an old bath, see. So I goes in, and there's this horse, all white, and this horn on its head yous could hardly stand up for the sight of. Well, as soon as it has wind of me, it's away out of it, and a divil a care whether I shifts or no, right past me, and there's me on me back there now. You'll not believe that. Don't worry, said Nicholas, we believe you. You'll not believe it, said Paddy. I didn't myself. He reached inside his coat and pulled out a wallet. But when I'm in the pub afterward, recovering like, I find these caught in me buttons. He opened the wallet, and lying between two ragged envelopes were a few wisps of hair. The children had never seen anything like them. They were neither white nor silver. They were strands of pure light. Roland caught his breath. Let me hold them, he said. Oh, no, said Paddy, drawing back. I'll not let no one touch them. There's no luck in it. I has a drink to see if they'll go away, but they won't. I takes a peep after every drink, but they're still there. Oh, it's a terrible night. Hi, you waiting for something? Said the conductor. It's the end of the road, man. The same again, please. Said Roland. It's a free country, said the conductor, but where's he going? Home to Ballymartin, said Paddy. I'll not be staying here. We wanted to stop where he got on, said Roland, holding out the money. Wait a minute, said David. Okay, said the conductor. He took Paddy's fare out of his coat pocket and put another ticket in. Good luck, said Paddy, and began to read his letter. It was upside down, but he admired it. The bus left them at the corner of a gaslit street. Paddy seemed to be feeling better for the ride. Will you show us where you saw this horse? Said Roland. I will not, said Paddy. Hold on, Roland, said David. Please, said Roland. I'll show you the way, but I'll not go. Me neither, said Helen. They walked to the next corner, and Paddy stopped by instinct outside the frosted glass door of a public house. If yous goes down the next street, he said, you'll be near enough. His attention was wandering, drawn to the sound of a piano and laughter from the other side of the door. I think I'll be having a drop to keep out of the cold, he said. It's been a terrible night. He pushed open the door, noise swamped the pavement, and he disappeared among the faces, smoke, heat, and din of the public house. The door swung shut. The children stayed on the corner. Ahead of them, the street was a tunnel. No lamps were lit. The houses were empty. And that's the end of chapter 18.